Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Mr. Clemens here, and we're playing some more Hearts of Iron 4 as good old Italy. And we left off in the last episode. We were just getting ready for war if we have to go to war with Italy. So with the not with Italy, we are Italy, with Yugoslavia. Now I'm gonna have to quickly double check here. We can have 13 divisions. Awesome. And you guys' orders are to literally just make a huge border against the Yugoslavian armies. And you guys' orders are to get to Budapest to your Belgrade. There is a song about Belgrade. It's the last dying breath. It's about the final stand at Belgrade during the First World War against the Austrian-Hungarian and also the German army. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. There are a lot of events that just happen that people just don't know lots about. That's one of them. We have a huge navy, but a significantly shitty navy, because as like Italy, their navy wasn't that very good. And when they had their own Pearl Harbor at this particular port here, because of the swordfishes that came up and kicked their butt, kind of was a fail in Italy's face. Italy has never done anything good. It's like, oh yeah, we have a huge navy. No, you don't. Don't lie. Bring all these ships. Okay, send them all to this one port over here. Are they all going? There we go. That sounds like a dying whale. I remember how you can have the naval ships also with the infantry in here, and like there was a live that was going on that like when they click on this, it also would have the ships. It sounded like dying whales, and people saying what is the dying whale sound? Because they're playing as Japan, so that makes sense. And like I was like, what dying whale sound? And then went back on their recordings, and they actually heard the dying whale. It was hilarious to me. Anyway, we need to go ahead and grab our. What does the shield always mean? I always forget. Oh, entrenchment. Okay, that'd be good for like Russia. My goal is to go to war with Turkey or befriend it, because Germany can actually befriend Turkey early on, or like really late into the game. Like to puppet them, it's completely useless to puppet Turkey when you're playing as Germany, because the only way to really do much is to like the alliance with the Soviet Union. It's like, But this, if Soviet agree, some of our lose during its change of policy, needless to say, our fellow fascists and their democratic people will be upset by this turn of events. That would make a lot of sense, because the Soviet actually does the Soviet Union become fascist? Did I just read that correctly? Yes, they do. acceptance. Wow, the Soviet Union becomes a lot more fascist. Oh well, they both like fascism and communism more between each other. Huh. There's actually is a what if. What if the Soviet Union joins the Axis? And it is a huge what if. Because that can actually happen. Like, that could have easily happened. Because this Germany and Italy, so Germany and the Soviet Union had a mutual enemy. The Allies. Um, like, to each other, like, there is a huge enemy, and that was the Allies. And they both wanted them to take them down. And what if Germany said, okay, we have all of Europe, you can have all of Asia. Done. You got a lot of people, you can do a lot more stuff to it, you can do whatever you want. Italy, have Africa, and have the Middle East. Oh, except for Turkey. Turkey can be split into two. Then America, okay, let's go with this country here can have all of South America. It could have been quite interesting. Then America could have been carved out between all of them. Like Italy has some, Soviet Union have some, Germany have some, Japan even have some. Japan can take over all of around here and just start carving up their empires. It could have been quite interesting. Then Finland just takes over all of the Slavs, not Slavs, the northern countries, the Normans. Translates to not actual Normans as like American, as like people who live in America, but actual like Normans means translates to Northman. That's what Normandy means. That's what that means. Northman. There you go. Because of all of the Vikings that went to Normandy so early on. In actual fact, a lot of places were discovered by Vikings. Like Canada, even America, Denmark, like Greenland, you name it. All these places were founded by the Vikings before everyone else. And like a lot of the places in the world were discovered by the 1800s. Everywhere was discovered by the 1800s. It was interesting. By accidents or just by pure, like they want to discover them. Did you know that this place was founded in 1800s and all of Africa was discovered in the 1700s? And it's just a hop skip jump. Yeah, that was quite interesting. It's the same with Antarctic as well. The Antarctic what wasn't found because they did reach it, but like they didn't know what was in it until a Russian until the Russians. It's quite interesting. A lot of like some Russians did discover some places. I'm actually going to go with this. Okay, there's a video about it. I will link the video down below to what I'm talking about. Quite interesting. Like a lot of the islands down here, they were just discovered because of accidents, like ships being wrecked on those islands for like a year, like for like several months to like a year. Like which one was it? Like this island was discovered because of one man, because of one soldier that he got rescued, but like he discovered it. He's saying, "Oh yeah, there's an island right there that I'll be sitting on for the last 25 days." Like, oh, okay. It's quite interesting. Well, we can't do any of this. Actually, can we get a ace? You know, something around. Actually, I think it's in this one. Actually, combat training. There we go. If you want to have aces early on, grab that. That reminds me. I should probably start dissolving my air force. Not actually getting rid of my air force, but just reforming it, changing it. But yeah, there's some interesting things out there on what happened. Like because if you're Christian, that's fine. You don't believe in the whole how humans became a thing. Like you think of there's a war, it's the Civil War. Like Christians and also other religions believe that's I don't mind. Believe that Adam the whole Adam and Eve theory, and that's fine. But science has said like the very first humans came from Ethiopia, because some of the bones date back to one like 95,000 years ago, and most of Africa was discovered early on. Same as say Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, you name it. Yeah, it's quite interesting to and that is all in that one video as well. It's quite interesting. To me, it's interesting. To some people, it might be a bit boring, but that's fine. I understand. It's not everyone's taste. Huh. So like, if they join a faction or if up their borders to the Germans, they will overthrow the regime. That's fine. When you guys get your orders, start the offensive. The Slavs won't know what hit them. It's quite interesting what would happen if the Yugoslavian, like, what if Italy did declare war on Yugoslavia because that was a proposal early on in the 1938, not 1939. It was a plan to invade Yugoslavia with Germany's help, with like sending volunteers over. That reminds me, should probably send some tanks over there to, yeah, with like the war. It would have been interesting if tanks wouldn't be quite useful inside the mountains in Yugoslavia. But yeah, it's quite interesting to just read about that type of stuff. Like, I'll grab a different. Actually, no, not you, but you. I'll grab a different leader for early on. While this general is currently fighting in Spain. Just have mountain thing on. And I do want that island, those two islands that are currently chilling right next to Spain. I don't care about the alliance with Spain. It's like you have to be dedicated to get it, and it's like if you're dedicated to get one little thing, Spain can kind of turn into becoming a documentary country anyway. So it's like, who cares? Between these guys, so only two. Well, getting rid of the third. Yes, I can be part of this unit anyway. Yeah, they'll be part of this unit then. Okay, then join that group then. Have I been paused this entire time? No, I haven't. Okay, I don't actually know now. But yeah, sending these guys over to Spain. I won't send Lend-Lease because I don't have the things to do it. People do recommend to send infantry over. I prefer tanks because I know there's mountains and there's hills and stuff, but like if you send like mountaineers over, fine, there's hills here. There's tons of hills, But like tanks can also be useful against hills. Look at Germany. Yeah, that's actually a very good example with like the Russian hills and stuff. Also Japan with like their tank units that served in China. They had to fight in hills and mountains. They did okay. I put a quotation marks over okay. They did what they thought was good. That's fair enough. Japan has never been the imperial house with tanks. They never will. And that's fair enough. Like Japan has always been one of those nations to always just like if they can do it, they will triumph at it, and that's something that has happened over many years. Like Korea. Actually, Korea's kind of a bad example because with like Korea in the what was it 12 like the 1200 like or the 1300 like actually it'd be the 12 like the 1300 or the 1400 Japan invaded Korea for the very first time because this is when all the samurai clans were all eventually were under one ruler. And this is because Japan has always had civil wars. Has had civil wars early on, though it's just been like that for hundreds of years for them, and they've always had fighting. Japan has always had something to do with wars, and it's kind of interesting to think about it because like Japan has always been a very interesting nation for people to look at in history, saying like these guys actually did quite a bit early on. Like their war, like because what they wanted to do early on, like I understand, like them grabbing territory inside China, Korea, trying to get a foothold in Asia, because like they haven't been a big resource country for many years. Like the biggest thing of what they have is metal. That's pretty much it. As you can see, like they got some metal and some chromium. Back then, chromium wasn't a big deal, but now it is, and Japan's now growing from it and making money from it. But yeah, it's quite interesting to think about that. It's like I understand why Japan went imperialist because they've always been a nation that has no resources really. It's not like the US or the Soviet Union or Russia for example now. Like we're having everything pretty much except for rubber and a few other resources like that. But like they got everything else. France is the same thing. France has always been a nation to have a lot of one type of thing, and that's metal. And it's the same with Turkey, with having tons of chromium. Some of the other nations have got other things, some nations don't. Japan's thing was to just be good at one thing, and that's war. That's for them. That's fine. I understand why. I'm going to make a pocket. They're trying to. Why are you trying to attack? Stop these guys from moving up. I got pay training? Oh yeah, that's right. Last episode, okay. They're gonna be used to defend on that one little spot right there. That's all. There you go. We're gonna capture this mountain peak with tanks. I should have grabbed the mountaineers. Think about it now. We need better tactical bombers, and we need better fighters. As like Italy, you need to be up to date with everything. Can't lag behind in some things. If you do, you're screwed. Like this becomes apparent with the navy. Navy, you can always bulk up your navy and look tough, but if you're technologically inferior with your navy, you will lose badly for it. Actually, I have a mountaineer thing, and I'm gonna cancel that assault. That is suicidal. I'm going to go down here and take out this hill peak, or this hillside. Alright, let's do claims on Yugoslavia. What else shall we now focus next? Next. Think ships. Talk about them. Better should do it. I think next I should probably grab oh, there's tons of these guys now. Probably grab this guy. Make an airbase make an airbase in every single province, and that's what I did with Germany, and it kind of worked out quite well. In different series. Like one of my live streams I did a live stream where I made a airfield in every single province in Germany, and it kind of worked. Like having like 50 fighters on a nursing air base, having heavy fighters, having like 100 heavy fighters at every single air base kind of worked a bit too well. Because the Allies couldn't get in to Germany. Because I also take the lot of countries out as well, and I had made this perimeter of like radars all the way from one side, Denmark, all the way to Kronberg or something like that, and it's in Brittany, all the way to there, and just radar level 10 radar all the way across there. But if I got into my country, because I could see them coming in from like, it was better than the Allies radar system at Dunkirk. I don't know if it's still in use, that radar system. If it isn't, too bad. Soviet Union divisions cannot defeat my tanks. Yeah, they can't defeat my tanks. They're a bit too strong. How's everyone else going? That's normal. This might be a short war. As I say that, there is Spanish troops going down to south part of Spain. Apparently they're leaving. If I grab that, they're going to attack there. I know the AI. Keep following through this suicidal passage. I think they're evacuating troops, actually. They're still connected. There we go. So we're gonna hold here because the AI love to go down through here. Anyway, guys, this is the end of this episode. Playing as Italy, and where we left off. So where we ended up, we did quite well. We just talked about stuff, and with the Spanish War, looks like it's wrapping up. Well, it's almost over. We're at the borders of this city right here, and yeah, putting claims on Yugoslavia, and probably going to grab this one next, or actually do support Spain. So yeah, better do this one so we can actually grab this, then grab that one as well. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more of this, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, ciao for now.